Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live session show of Olive Greens, which we do every Friday at the same time. I am Colonel Ashokan, who is the director of Olive Greens, and today I'll start this session with a very important metaphor which people keep discussing. Rather, it's a myth and mostly misinterpreted by most of the candidates who are appearing or who are aspirants for the defense. That is SSB coaching. Now, everybody talks about SSB coaching, and most of the institutes and academies who are operating in India, there are thousands, they all talk about SSB coaching. But if you exactly look into the meaning of SSB coaching, it is really a metaphor because it is misinterpreted. Reason is, it's not an examination in question. So, till now, all you students, all you candidates who are aspiring to join the defense forces, from childhood we have gone through many examinations in life. For preparing for examination life, before only we had a syllabus prescribed to us, and for this syllabus we always had a textbook to prepare. Right now, for this textbook we had teachers also to prepare, and once the syllabus is over or the teachers have explained that syllabus to you and made you taught this syllabus, finally there is an examination also. So, you prepared for an examination mostly because it's going to be a test. Now, what does that test means? There is a little meaning here. Test is a question asked to you which has got a specific solution, a specific answer. And if you write that answer the way you understood it in your own words, most probably you will not get good marks. But when you give the textbook solutions, you give the teacher's answer which has been given as a note to you, you will get very good marks. You will get 90-95% marks, even 100% marks, even for mathematics and all. So what happened is, from childhood we have been tutored, or we have been brainwashed to by heart our questions and answers. We have been compelled to study those questions and answers, and our emphasis was to write it ditto the way we have learned from the textbooks or from the teachers in the answer sheet, so that you got very good marks. So in this bargain, what happened is, we got into a methodology, we call it pedagogue. So this is the teaching method. So we got into this methodology of coaching. So coaching actually means spoon feeding the solutions to a question, and which is preconceived by us. We know that this question may be asked, so that this is the answer I am going to write. So what happens is, you don't require any instantaneous thinking for it, and mostly you will find your answers are preconceived because you already by hearted it from a book. So this is the meaning of coaching, actually speaking. So since we have been used to this coaching methodology most of the time in our life, because from childhood we have learned to do that, that's how you have been appreciated always in life, that we got very good marks. Okay, so everybody said you are a very good student and everybody is happy, parents are happy, the society is happy, so we are very happy about it. So we got in our brain that we only used our memory portion of our brain power. So understanding a situation, reacting that situation according to the resources available to you on the ground, or finding a solution as per the requirement of the situation, or finding a solution realistically to the required demand of the situation, that was missing in our learning process till today in life. Now, if you follow the same methodology for preparing for SSB, it is going to be a nemesis for you. Why? Because the moment you start preparing for SSB, you become a stereotype person. You become a copycat. Now for SSB, the 5 days we are going to have you there. There are 3 assessors who are going to assess your personality. We are going to give you lot many situations in different scenarios, and we are going to assess you how well you are reacting to changing situations in life. So that is how we are going to assess a leader material. We are not looking at a complete full-fledged leader here, but we are looking at the raw material from which a leader can be shaped up. So if you follow this coaching methodology for preparation for the SSB, or for preparing for the 5 days which we are going to have an interview for you, you will be very badly misguided. You will be not able to project yourself, because what you are going to do there would be a put-up show. Now we give you lot many situations because we have 3 assessors for you. One is a psychologist, one is an interviewing officer, one is a GTO, as you know it. Now we 3 are going to see 3 different ways of seeing your personality, or exactly we call it 3-dimensional approach to your personality, which means we call it a prismatic approach also. So how are we going to do it? We will see through your personality using, earlier also I used to keep the same thing telling, manasa vacha karmana, which means psychologist is going through your mind, your thought process. Interviewing officer is going to see your vacha, that is your speech, from which your personality will be reflected, and the GTO is going to see your action, karmana, so your activity based. So in this activity we are going to see your behavior, your body language, the way you conduct yourself, your etiquettes and manners, your attitude part of it, everything we are going to see. So the point I want to make you here is, if you have already prepared for each and every situation which is going to happen at the SSB, it is like you are preparing with a script, like a screenplay, and you are preparing to act as a character for that 5 days. What will happen is, inadvertently, without even knowing, you will start artificially behaving there. Mostly you will be copying from your instructor, copying from your academic solutions, or sometimes you copy from internet, your YouTube channels. Many people come there and give you lot many advices. आजकल फ्री में एडवाइस बहुत मिलता है, तो आप क्या करेंगे, उसको कॉपी करना शुरू करेंगे. एंड यू वांट टू गिव योर बेस्ट image there. You want to project yourself as the best there. In this bargain, inadvertently, without even understanding, you are projecting an artificial image of yourself, which means it is like wearing a mask. Now tell me, if you find somebody sitting in front of you, or if you find somebody moving around with you who is wearing a mask, imagine that he is not allowing to see his face, or he is not even showing who he is not revealing his identity to you. Will you be comfortable with him? Will you be able to trust that person? Will you start becoming a friend of that person? I don't think it is possible. Exactly that what happens at the SSB, because we assessors see through you, and the moment we find that you are wearing a mask, you are wearing a kind of a shroud in front of you, or you are hiding behind the personality of your tutor or instructor, you are not desirable to me as a leader material, because we want to see you, which means we want to seep through your personality. We are going to map your 15 officer-like qualities which you are resisting. You are trying to hide behind somebody else's personality. Hence, this coaching methodology is an absolute no for you. You should never go through coaching academies, which it looks very odd because you think we are also a coaching academy. but exactly speaking, we don't want to be known as a coaching academy. That is why Olive Greens is known as a leadership training academy, or we call it leadership training institute, because we try to inculcate your leadership traits or leadership qualities, or we would like to give you a real time picture of SSB. So what we do here for 2 weeks, you should know this generally, we believe in training your mind. That is the reason I told you SSB coaching is not desirable to you. So आप लोग भी सुना होगा, बहुत लोग बोलते हैं आप लोगों से भी, you would have heard this before also, no, don't do SSB coaching, it is not good for you, you should not coach yourself, you should project yourself. It is the right thing actually speaking, but unfortunately what happens is you really don't know how to project yourself also. That is the problem. So that is why you need experts to guide you, however, not compromising your own personality, not compromising your originality, and make you clear what is to be done in those 5 days, how you must project yourself. So you should know this. SSB, we call it as an exhibited performance of your personality. You may be very good, but then you know that you are very good, or we all know probably you are very good, but the point is, if you are not able to exhibit at the SSB, then most probably we will not be able to select you. So this is a point you must always keep in mind. That is the reason you need an expert faculty to train you, not compromising your originality. This is exactly what Olive Greens does with the candidates. That is the reason you must always say, I want to do SSB training, or I want to do leadership training, so that I understand myself better than today, and I need to improve myself. So this objective of this training program, you should know this very clearly before you embark upon any kind of training for SSB or for coaching. Coaching, of course, you should not really go for coaching. So what you need to do is, there are 3 objectives which I will coin for you. The first objective would be, you must be able to understand who are you, which means ask this question to yourself, मैं कौन हूँ? Today if somebody asks you, who are you? You will tell me your name. You will say, I am Rahul, say your name. But I ask you, Rahul, who are you? So you will be little zapped. Then you will say, I am son of so and so, or coming from so and so place. But I ask you, Rahul, son of so and so, coming from so and so village, who are you? Now you are confused and you will probably get bewildered. You will think that I am trying to make fun of you. But this is precisely what we would like to find out at the SSB. Rather than asking you directly this question, we will indirectly try to find out who are you. So it is very pertinent for you, it is very important for you to understand, before only coming to SSB, who am I? That means, who are you? So unless you are not understood who you are, you will not be able to do further improvement in your personality. So when I say who are you, the question means, what are the strength of my personality? Where all I feel comfortable with my personality. Of course, it also can be polished, because there is no end to perfection. However, the focus should be on to identify your areas of improvement in your personality. You need help sometimes to understand it, because you yourself will not be able to decipher your own personality. That is why we are here. So what we do, we make you understand, we make you identify your own personality from a close view. It's like putting a mirror to yourself, but it is going to show your inner personality, not your physical appearance. So once you understand yourself, you will come to know what is the kind of personality I am, what are the areas of improvement in my personality. So let's not say weakness. Normally people will say ये बंदे की weakness यही है, इसका weakness यही है. So let's not say weakness, because weakness is a very negatively coined word. So what we will say, these are the areas of improvement in my personality. This is a very positive way of looking at it. So once you identify the areas of improvement in your personality, now is the time to understand how to improve them, or you should be able to say the steps to be taken in the coming days before you reach the SSB interview board, how you are going to improve these personality traits, or how you are going to fill up these gaps in your personality, or how you throw light into these areas which are in the dark. But before that only, you also need to understand what is the level of acceptance in the SSB, for which what is the level of an average officer who is in the making. So you should know the assessor's level of acceptance of yours, which we call the standard of selection at the SSB. So you should know in these 15 qualities which we are going to assess through you, where you should reach the minimum level, from where I will start picking you up to take you as a potential leader in the making, or then I will push you to the academy in the coming days. So this is very important to understand. So there are 3 objectives which I coined for you. One is understanding your own personality. Second is understanding the level at which you are going to be selected. And third, how to fill up this gap. You will always find it's like running a race, which I keep telling everybody. There is a start point. If you don't know the start point, can you run this race? Not possible. There is a finishing line. If you don't know where is the finishing line, can you run this race? Not possible. So first you have to understand your starting point. Second, you have to understand the finishing point, and you will always find a gap to be filled, or there is a distance to be traveled. So how do you do that? You will have to understand the route to be followed, because it's not a very straight route. This route is little zigzag, little difficult. It has got certain slippery grounds. It can be probably having some gradient, maybe some gutter there. So you need to find the route is not going to be so easy, but it is very important for you to familiarize this route so that you are able to cover this distance at the right time, at the right probability, and also to the entire satisfaction of yourself and the interview board. So this is precisely what we do at Olive Greens in these 2 weeks of training program. This is exactly what we do. We go through these 3 objectives which we have for all the candidates here, and we take you through this journey. We take you through this experience. So how do we do that? We first 1 week, we will give you the scenario built up for SSB. Then we will slowly start taking you in this journey, and we'll give you a real-time experience of the SSB process. A real-time experience, exactly the way it is going to happen at the SSB. We are going to do it. So once we take you through the same experience of SSB, then we will start doing the further action, that is correction of your personality. So we will do a little bit of course corrections, little bit of denting and painting of your personality, of course with your consciousness about it. And also once we finish this 2 weeks of training program, it is not the end of your training, it is only the chapter 1 of your training. In fact, what we do next, we will also put you into small groups online. There are many platforms available these days which can be easily used by the candidates. So what we do, we put you into small groups, and we also monitor your performance there. Every day we organize group discussions, group planning, communication exercises, certain intellectual exercises, PPDT, picture perception description tests, as well as the kind of experience. Everything we will organize so that you keep on doing the training program. Don't lose your tempo, you don't lose your momentum, and we go to SSB preparing you as somebody different from the normal lot. And unfortunately, the problem we find at the SSB, I have been there a long time as assessors in many SSBs. So the basic problem we always find is most of the candidates coming there are very badly guided, or you should say very badly coached. So they become artificial there, the way I told you earlier, and they are projecting a different image of themselves, and they try to hide their own self or their own attitude, their own personality, their own character. They try to hide. Probably there is one more reason for it, because your self-confidence is poor. Your self-esteem is poor, so you feel you are not very good enough to be projected yourself. So this is one, again another area we need to address, because that also shows your self-confidence. So it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, to understand this. Okay, having said so, I hope you understood what is the difference between SSB coaching and SSB training. So for friends, if this question is asked at the SSB, are you coached before you come here? You should be able to give a very candid answer. You should be honest to yourself. You should not be bluffing there. You don't try to hide that. No sir, I have not done any training. मैंने कुछ YouTube से देख लिया है, और some uncle has फौजी था, he told me something, or I spoke to my friends who have cleared. These are all very common lies we hear at the SSB. So please, for God's sake, don't bluff us, because we will immediately catch you. Though we will not acknowledge it, but we will have a very poor impression about you. For a small thing, you are bluffing. That doesn't shows a kind of honesty level which we want from you. So you should be able to say, if you have done a proper training program, you should say, sir, I have done a training program as part of my preparation to come for SSB, because I want to do my best here. So this really helped me, because this training program helped me to understand myself better, and I could locate or I could identify my areas of improvement in my personality, and I have evolved certain steps with the help of the academy or institute, with the help of them of course, but I have started the right steps in my life to improve upon them, because SSB is not my aim. To become a good human being and to become a good leader in the making is my priority. This is the way you should be able to speak. So you can put it in your words, but the intention should be what I just said. So having said so, I hope this is a very important question I keep hearing टाइम एंड अगेन फ्रॉम कैंडिडेट, सर एसएसबी कोचिंग करना है, कैसे करना है, और एसएसबी कोचिंग में आप क्या करेंगे. सो आई विश ऑल ऑफ यू प्लीज कम एंड सी दिस. इफ यू हैव फ्रेंड्स, प्लीज टेल योर फ्रेंड्स टू सी दिस स्मॉल वीडियो, because this is a live session we keep doing, but then this is an answer which you all would like to understand, and please gear up yourself for SSB. And let me tell you, as part of the training, I keep telling this also to most of the youngsters, whoever I meet in my life till now, because you all know we have been doing this training program the last 20 years as Olive Greens. Is before that I have been a selection board member with all my faculty and the other directors here. We all have been in many selection boards as interviewing officers and psychologists and GTOs. I am basically GTO. We have been seeing this problem. Most of the candidates coming there are very badly coached, and they have become totally artificial. Sometimes we feel very bad. Good guys, probably that boy should have got selected if he have not been badly coached. So this is the feeling we get sometimes, and we can't do anything there, because it is just helpless. We will not be able to guide you there, because we are assessing you there. That is why I am telling you this. Please start preparation now in the realistic manner, and as a part of preparations, what you should do, enhance your general awareness, enhance your current affairs knowledge, enhance your GK, enhance your curiosity to know the environment around. These are very, very important things. We call it foundation of personality. These are the foundations of personality. And enhance, improve your communication skill, verbal communication and non-verbal communication, the way you write. Express yourself. Unfortunately, expression on paper has become a problem these days, because we hardly write anything these days. This is another problem happen with this educational system, because most of the educational examinations have become objective type, which you also know. हमारे टाइम पे प्रोज राइटिंग होते थे, आजकल बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा है. सो यू हैव टू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट. स्टार्ट राइटिंग एवरी डे, राइट योर फीलिंग्स, स्टार्ट डायरी राइटिंग शुरू करो. Improve your vocabulary. You have thoughts in your mind, but you are not able to write it on a paper because your vocabulary is very poor. This will cause a problem at the SSB. So please do this, because these days is mobile is become another big culprit for all these things, because spell check, grammatical check, all these are done by AI these days. And because of your brain work is been shared by this technology, our mind has become dull, our mind has become shrunk. So this is a major problem which we find these days at the SSB as the selection board. Please, for God's sake, start writing down your thoughts every day, improve your vocabulary every day, enhance your knowledge around. Now you see the world is in a very turmoiled kind of situation, like a kaleidoscope. The world scenario, the geopolitical situation in the Middle East especially, is fast changing, fast developing. Every minute something is happening these days. World is getting polarized into two blocks now, if you look at it, and it's fast happening. Luckily for India, we are in between. We have not joined any kind of ideological blocks. I won't say it is communist and capitalist anymore. We could say right, center, and left, right. All these, there are a lot of blocks coming up. But you will find that there are two blocks, though polarization happening in this world. Mostly religion is one factor of this polarization, as you all are aware of. Please, for God's sake, understand what is happening and the importance of India as a Vishwa Guru. Today, India being the largest democracy in the world, most populous country in the world, and we got a significant presence in the whole geopolitical situation emerging in the world. We are today poised to really affect the world opinion about anything going to happen in the future. So this is a very great moment for India. It could be written in the golden letters of the annals of the history of the world. Probably we have a chance to rewrite the world future. So this is the kind of scenario which right now we are going through, and you all know what is happening every day. Certain situations are emerging. What has happened with Canada, the kind of diplomatical fallout, how our relations got strained. You all know about it. Of course, I don't want to indulge right now into it. So as of now, I just want to focus on one point. Please understand the geopolitical situation emerging, because you are an officer candidate who, if you are an aspirant to become an armed force officer, and your understanding about the world is very important, because that only will give you a maturity of mind and maturity of thoughts which is commensurating with the selection board expectations. Then of course your communication skill should be good. And one more thing is very important, that is your physical and mental fitness, which we had discussed last time also. Physically you should be good, mentally you should be robust, and your social graces should be good. These are the things which we say the basics of personality. Base. This is the base. Okay, so please go into it. I always give a kind of pun on it. Baby ko base pasand hai. Okay, for us it is what it is. This is the base. Okay, now having said so, now let me come to the questions which is now appearing in front of me. There are many questions coming up. Rahul, good afternoon, sir. Yes, good afternoon, Rahul. You have not asked me any questions afterwards. Okay, now Dhruv has asked a question. Jai Hind, sir. How to answer the question? Ayos, how will you plan my trip if I visit your city for 3 days? It's a very good question. So many times we ask such questions to you. Why we are asking this question? You know that this is to know your planning mind, your organizing capability, your knowledge about your own town and hometown. Tell me one thing, just this is for you only or for everybody listening to me. If your knowledge about your own hometown is very poor, what is the impression I am going to create about it? Because this is your hometown. You have been born and brought up here most of the time. You have been living in that place, but your connectivity with that hometown is poor. You don't know the conscious, or you don't know the soul of your own hometown. Can I take you as a savior of this motherland? If you even you don't know your own town, Can you know the Mother India? Where is Mother India is living? What is the soul of this country? How do you come to know this? So this is a very basic questions we would like to know your mental age, to know your preparation levels. So this question, if suppose if the interviewing officer asks you, maybe it was asked before also to you, I don't know. So what you need to do is you have to tell him your itinerary, what you have made for him. So इसके लिए बहुत सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. You can always very easily say, sir, I would firstly understand how you are going to land up in my place. If you are coming by flight in the nearby airport or by train or bus, whatever is the way, I will find out. Then I will organize your reception. Why I am telling you this? Because these are all courtesies. I am coming to your town. I am your esteemed friend. How you receive me? Okay, so ideally you should be able to tell me the courtesies you would like to extend to me. So you may say, sir, I will come to airport or will receive you and I will take you home. Of course, my mom would have made a good breakfast for you. Definitely, my parents would be very keen to meet you. It would be an honor for us to, assure you and welcome you. So we will provide, suppose you are coming in the morning time, we would have provided you nice breakfast. Before that, I will also find out you are a vegetarian or non-vegetarian. These are all very small courtesies. Okay, so I would like to hear all these things from you, how you are going to organize my visit to you. Okay, then you should say, sir, having done so, you may be having 1 day, 2 days time. According to time available to you, I will organize a visit to my place. So now you should be able to tell me, sir, these are the areas of interest in my place. Suppose say right now I am sitting in Chandigarh. So say you are coming to my place. So you are my esteemed guest today. So I would be able to say, sir, here in Chandigarh, the most attractive place which I would refer for you to see, it would be rock gardens. Now, interviewing officer may ask you sometimes, okay, what is rock garden? He knows everything, but he wants to know your knowledge also. No? So it is a supplement question. So he may ask you, okay, what is a rock garden? So you should be able to tell me, sir, rock garden, Nek Chand, he is the creator of rock garden. He was a PWD engineer in 50s and he started as a hobby to make small sculptures and small murtiya usne banaye the, and this sculptures he made out of waste material because he was from PWD. He had a lot of waste materials, junk store pade the, he was garbage pits mein dalte the log jaake. So he collected those garbage, waste materials, टूटा हुआ crockery, टूटे हुए plastic things and broken things, bangles, small things which people waste around. He collected them and he started making creativity out of them. So that is a starting point and it has become a national movement and now it's an international movement. Many countries have started doing it and he had been going to many countries and been a beacon of creator of waste material, creating something beautiful from waste materials which we would have otherwise thrown around. So these are the things you should be able to tell me. Then you take me there, show me around, show me Sukna Lake. It is one of the largest man-made lake in the country today. Why Sukna Lake was made? You should know this Sukna Lake was made for taking mud and building materials for making the city of Chandigarh. So the whole pit was been converted. It has become a huge pit naturally. So the Lee Corbusier, who is the founder and creative architect of Chandigarh, he converted that huge crate or crevasse, you call it, it's a crate, it's a huge crater. He made it into a man-made lake and it is now being used for boating and rowing, and it is a very beautiful picnic spot for Chandigarh. Similarly, you should be able to say the museum, Chandigarh Museum, Rose Garden. There are so many nice things to see here, where the most beautiful city of India has been created by Jawaharlal Nehru's idea. So it was his brainchild. So I'm just saying, now you should be able to tell me, sir, I'll take 2 hours for you to see through this place. Then I would have organized lunch for you. For lunch, sir, I would like to take you to so and so place because that place gives a very ethnic kind of Punjabi food. I am sure you will like it because you are coming from south. Probably you will like the Punjabi food. So the way you tell me how you are going to organize my trip, that should tell me your maturity of mind. And the kind of warmth you are going to give me, and without too much of thinking about it. So you should be very natural and realistic. I hope Dhruv, you understood my complete essence of what I was saying. Okay, coming to the next question, Satyendra Singh, how can I achieve desirable traits in personality without looking like wearing a mask? Okay, this is precisely I wanted to tell you, Satyendra. See, if you would have heard me, you again see the portion I've spoken, you will find first thing you should do is you have to start building upon the foundation. Most of the time we find that the candidates coming to SSB or the candidates who are preparing for SSB, they really don't know what to do. They are just doing something or the other without clarity of mind. This is where I want you to prepare in the right manner for not wearing a mask in your personality. Most important thing would be, as I told you earlier, improve your awareness, improve your communication skill, which will automatically improve your confidence level. When you improve your experience in life, when you improve how to move about in your society, your confidence level will build up. You don't have to hide behind somebody else's mask, right? So you will be realistic. And what is SSB? SSB, we are going to give you a lot of situations in life, which is real-time situations. So we are going to ask you in these real-time situations, how are you going to react to it? Say for example, an SRT situation. Say, giving an example, you are sitting in a classroom alone. Suddenly you find a snake coming through the window. I'm just giving a simple example. Now, realistically, if you look into it, you will find so many answers. So I am going to see how realistic you are going to react in such a kind of situations. Okay, but a coach candidate who's already got an answer for it, what he will say? He will rush there and take a chair, or he brings some sticks from somewhere and kill the snake. Suppose. So he probably thinks, I should show courage because I am going to be in the armed forces. I should show courage. I am not scared of snake. This is a very artificial answer. Will you really do it when you are really going to see a snake coming through the window? So that too in a classroom. So somebody else may say, I would go out from this room, or in past tense if you write SRT, say he or she went out of the room, called the authorities or security, got the snake removed. This is a better answer. You don't know how to kill a snake because you have never been done it so far probably. Snake is not a foolish bloody creature. It is going to attack you. It will do something for self-defense. So it is not going to really help you. And unnecessarily, why you should kill a snake here? He is just passing through. You didn't know it's a classroom. So you are not a killer. Remember, you are not a killer. You are there to avoid a situation from developing into something serious. So this answer is generally okay for me, but there could be a better answer for the same question. Say for example, the same situation, you could have dealt it better. For example, say you have gone out of your classroom and you've called the security, you called somebody who is responsible, they will come and remove the snake, all right, it is their issue. But within that 5 minutes of time, you had moved out, someone of your friends or some classmates of you innocently could have entered the classroom, not knowing there is a snake roaming around, and that snake would have harmed that, harmed that person. Say, would have bitten that person. So, in your little panicky situation, you have forgotten about your classmates. This is not a leader's mind. So I would be happy if you could have given me this answer, which is a very mature thought. He went out immediately, alerted the classmates not to enter the classroom, locked it up. You just at least put a latch at least. Then he called the authorities or security who are responsible for this and got the snake removed. This could have been a much matured answer as far as we are concerned. So gentlemen, please understand, ladies and gentlemen, what are we looking for? We are looking for realistic solutions, but desirably a matured solution. This is what I am going to see from you. I hope I made you myself clear. Deepthi, good afternoon, sir. Sir, I completed a 14-day SSB course and it was an excellent experience. Thank you. Thank you, Yar. Adiraj, it's nice of you to come out with such an observation. But when you wear uniform and come in front of me, then only I am going to be happier. And that's the day I am going to have a cup of coffee with you, one-to-one, as an officer to officer. Okay? I am looking for that opportunity. Good. Sir, how to deal with a blank story in TAT without getting confused and wasting time? Okay, I'll tell you about this in 1 minute only. Before that, Deepthi, you have a question. I'll just come back to it after this. Okay, don't worry. I'm coming back to that. So, Adiraj, it is like this. See, blank story is the only one of these, tasks which is given to you, which you can prepare and go from here. Okay, ये prepare करके जा सकते हैं आप, because blank story, what it could be like, it could be something from your own life. So you write a blank story always, generally, something happened in your experience in life, something which has attracted you, something you did at a particular moment of time, which has given a smile for yourself. It made you very happy. It gave you a feel of happiness, and it also made a smile in somebody else's face. Something you did which remembered by people out of love and affection. You did something without expecting something back from anybody. That's the kind of stories you should write. And I would suggest your blank story should not be something totally self-oriented, which means you done something, you studied very well, you passed some examination, you excelled in something, and you are very happy. That's a story which is little self-oriented. I would prefer to you write a blank story where involving others, people, socially it is more amicable. You did something without putting self in front of you. You did something selflessly to somebody, which created a feel of happiness. You felt very good about that incident. So ऐसे कुछ होगा जिंदगी में. अगर नहीं लग रहा है आपको, कहीं सुना नहीं है, या you don't have such kind of experience in life, don't worry, your friend must be having, put it in your own life and write. But आपकी नाम नहीं लिखेंगे, you will write some name, but it should look like a small story which has been written in 4 minutes only. So it will be around 12 sentences, the way exactly another TAT story is there. But the beauty is you can prepare this and go, so that you don't waste time and confuse there, because the blank story is definitely going to come there. But again, don't make him an artificial story, because I would be seeing, the psychologist would be seeing you in that picture, rather you in that story. So it should reflect you. It should not reflect a artificial picture of yours. It should reflect your feelings, it should reflect your attitude, it should reflect your behaviors and ethics and moral values. Please remember this. Okay, Deepthi, I missed your question. I'll come back to that. Sir, I wanted to ask regarding self-description, what is the best way to keep it short and crisp? Okay, Deepthi, this question, I wish you had come to Olive Greens for a training. You would have really understood. However, for the sake of everybody here, I would like to put it across like this. You see, you get 15 minutes for writing self-description. So, इससे ज़्यादा time नहीं मिलेगा आपको. So, self-description also, happily you can prepare yourself beforehand only. You don't have to go there and start writing, then it will not be possible to write properly. So, the self-description पहले से prepare करो आप, घर में ही prepare करो. You can start doing it. So, how do you do that? There are 5 questions, as you all know. What your parents think about you? What do your teachers think about you? Teacher oblique superior. If you are employed, you will write about superior. If you are not employed, you are a student. What the teachers think about you? Next question is what's your friends think about you? Next question is what do you think about yourself? And the last question is, what is your future ambition in life, or what is your aim in life? So these are the questions. So when you write about it, please don't again go stereotype. Don't start copying somebody else's self-description. It will look very fake. Please don't do it. Write from your own heart. What do your parents think about you? So think about your parents. If you really don't know what they are thinking about you, ask them, what do you think about me? So they will not tell you what is good about you, what is not so good about you. They will tell you. So it will be very realistic, no? So please write that. But then when you write, don't write very serious shades that my parents think that I am good for nothing. Don't write like that. They look very odd. You can say something which they feel about you in a mild form. I've understood this. For example, say my parents feel that I got better potential to make a better career option, or my parents think that I could do much better in examinations. I am not putting my complete effort in the examinations. So these are the though there is an observation, but you are also left it room for improvement, so you understood it. Now you can say, what have you done about it? Okay, so similarly, coming to teachers, your friends, no friend will tell you you are the best human being in the world. Nobody will tell you. Every friend would say something which you can always improve. Don't say it is a weakness of you, but you can take it as an improvement required from you, which has been observed by your friend. Ask your friend, they will tell you. You ask your best friend, they will tell you, this is where I need you improved, or I wish you improve this. So usko bhi thoda sa mild form pe likho. And again, collecting everything together, what you think about yourself. So isme bhi aap likho, these are the areas I feel I am good, I feel good, but these are the areas I've identified I need to improve, and these are the steps I've taken for improving. ये सब चीज़ मैंने पहले ही बोल चुका है आप लोगों को. So this is exactly how self-description has to be written. I hope, Deepthi, you understood, and still you have doubt, you can come to Leave Greets, or you don't have to even join. Ask me sometimes if you got a doubt. I will explain to you. Okay? Don't worry about it. Fateh, I remember you've been last time also asking questions. Nice meeting you again. Good afternoon, sir. When can I meet you at Olive Green Institute? Please tell me the timings. We are always here. Every Monday we take a fresh batch. So you are somewhere nearby Chandigarh. You call me and come. There is no problem. My telephone number, you go to my website, www.olivegreens.co.in. Okay, www.olivegreens.co.in. You go to the home page only. You will find directors' numbers. Okay, I don't want to give my number. Chalo, I don't mind giving my number also, but then at least you will see my website. Please see the website. Do a little bit of effort. You will find a number with 88 as the last. 88 is the last. So this is my number. Give me a call and come and meet me. We are all available to you. You can walk in anytime. Give me a call, because I will be mostly sometimes in the outdoor, sometimes in the indoor. So exactly 5 to 6 is 9 to 6. You will not find me here, because we are moving around and doing training in many parts. We got outdoor training, indoor training. Sometimes we go to meetings. So all these things. So kindly give me a call. Anyway, since you asked me, I can give you my number also. There is no problem. 9316 016 788. That's my number. Okay, I'll again tell you, 9316 016 788. Give me a call, no problem. I am available to you. Okay, now coming, Deepthi, I am verbose for some SRT. How to answer them short in less lines? How to keep the action precise? Okay, Deepthi. So this is again a question which not only you, lot many people have this problem. Lot many of you keep writing too much of sentences. In the bargain, 60 SRT in 30 minutes, not possible. So ideally, you should be able to write 50 plus SRTs to be on the safer side of selection. So how do you do that? Making it short and crisp. Short and crisp. So ये verbose चीज नहीं चलेगा अभी. It is all timed. So for that, what you need to do? Firstly, your paraphrasing has to be better. Your vocabulary should be better, because कभी-कभी correct word नहीं मिलता है. So you keep writing for 3-4 sentences and you beat around the bush. So please don't do that. So what you need to do here is paraphrase it correctly. put small phrases. Suppose say there are 3 actions required. Say giving an example, you got up in the morning, no correction, you got up in the midnight suddenly and you saw the neighbor's house on fire. Suppose SRT में ये example है. और SRT में he लिखता है, he got up in the or she got up in the night, through the windows saw the neighbor's house on fire. She or he dash dash dash. That is the SRT question. Now you tell me there are many actions required here, but sequence is important. You confuse the sequence, that goes to say that you are confused or your awareness is poor or you have become panicky. So this should not happen with you. So what would be the way you should be able to write down? It's a longer, if you want you can make it at 5 sentences also, no? But then it will now take off your timings. So what you need to do, make it crisp and brief. How do we do that? He informed fire brigade, comma, अब फायर ब्रिगेड आने में टाइम लगेगा ना, सो रश्ड आउट, रेज्ड एन अलार्म, rescued the people inside the house. Will you start firefighting immediately or start rescuing first? Because rescues comes first, no? So rescued the inhabitants, comma, and put off the fire with the help of fire brigade and people. अब देखो एक ही सेंटेंस लिखा है, मैंने 4 एक्शन लिखी है इसमें, चारों एक्शन क्लैरिटी पे पूरा एक सेंटेंसेस में मैंने खत्म कर दी. सो दिस इज द वे यू मस्ट शुड बी एबल टू फिनिश एसआरटी इन टाइम. तो ये आपको थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. एंड आइडियली it is good to come to Olive Grids because we will give you all kind of SRT situations like this and we will tell you how to do it properly also. And remember one thing, SRT mein lot of people do this mistake. They say they try to rescue the passengers, they try to rescue somebody, or they try to put off the fire. So what does it mean? Meaning is you have tried but then you are doubtful, your mind is not clear, you are confused. So generally this kind of expressions should not come in SRT. Instead of saying try to do it, he did it. Affirmative action chahiye mere ko. He did it in time. So how he did it in time, that you need to explain. So this is all about SRT. Okay. Right. Now other question I am finding, sir, I am struggling in getting ideas and putting actions in story writing. Is this lack of knowledge or exposure, and how to improve, sir? Okay, this is a very, very pertinent question, which is a very common question asked by most of the candidates coming to us also, otherwise also, and we need to address this. It's very important because if you cannot address this problem, it is very difficult to clear SSB. Okay, so I don't know your name here, you written something different, a UPSC, CDS and all this, but let me tell you what you need to do. This is because your knowledge level is somewhere lacking. You know why? Because where do your ideas come from in the mind? When you see a picture, you have to put yourself as one of the characters in that main picture and seeing the background, seeing the obstacles there, seeing the objectives put across with you, seeing the people with you, the way they are dressed, the way they are gesturing, and what is your gesture. Ask this question to yourself then, why I am doing this action at so and so place, which I feel so, and why I should do this. So the moment you ask this, why I am doing this, your theme should come in your mind. Okay, now themes are not coming in your mind because of 2-3 reasons. First is lack of experience in life. Because themes come from where? Themes come from knowledge. Now the next question is, where do the knowledge come from? Knowledge comes from experience. Knowledge comes from reading and understanding the world around you. And knowledge comes from curiosity, to know what is happening around you. So if these 3 things are missing, you are not understanding what is happening around you. You are generally cut off from the world actions. You are generally cut off from other people's lives, cut off from what is happening around you. You are least bothered about things happening around you. You are like an island in a sea, not connected with the world outside. This is all happening these days. And let me tell you, this is happening because one major culprit is this mobile only. Because of this mobile, we are most of the time connected with the virtual world, and the virtual world is not giving you any kind of experience. It is only giving you entertainment, and entertainment these days, it is all vulgarity and nothing else. Zero knowledge levels, and garbage in, garbage out. That's what happening to our mind. So slowly what is happening, our mind is getting mucked up. So please come out of this situation, start reading what is happening, start reading newspapers, listen to news channels every day, start understanding what is happening around you. अपनी मोहल्ले में देखो, लोगों से बात करो, keep talking to people, so you will keep getting lot many ideas in mind, and that is what is missing today. So please understand what I want you to do, and exposure to the world. You will always find a person who has traveled a lot, he will have more experience, he will have more ideas in his mind. A person who has been reading everyday newspapers and magazines and understanding the world around, he is more curious about what is happening around you. Uska maturity level automatically will be higher, which will be somewhere near his physical age only. So if you have a huge gap between your physical age and mental age, naturally your themes will be childish themes in the stories. This is how we will not select you at the SSB. So I find lot many questions coming again. This is my, of course, this is my number. And one story, another question I missed out probably. Let me come back to it. Okay. This is one question which is again coming up. Yes. Right. Now, any other doubts you have in mind? Okay. So more questions are coming. Meanwhile, let me tell you something very interesting, because the time is very less. Another 6-7 minutes left with me. I would like to close this session with a personal experience of mine. When we started Olive Greens in Chandigarh, that time I was in another place. There was another place where I started this institute. So my first batch was 4 students. Just 4 students. So while we were making the outdoor ground, so I was standing on the outdoor ground. It was very close to the fence. After the fence, we were in another place called YMCA. It was a very beautiful, campus. So that's what we started our journey. So next to that huge campus, there is a fencing. So while we were making the outdoor ground there, I found a boy standing outside. He was watching me outside. So I said, okay, he is watching. Suddenly I found him standing behind me after 2 minutes time. Okay, so he asked me, sir, are you making a GTO ground? And I said, yes, I am making a GTO ground. So are you a GTO? I said, of course it is. So you are starting a new academy? I said, yes, this is not an academy exactly. It's going to be a leadership institute. I told that time also. So he told me, sir, I am doing my 18th time. I am coming 18th time to coming for the SSB. I am very passionate to join the armed forces as an officer, but I have been repeatedly going for SSB from NDA times onwards. Unfortunately, I don't know really what is happening with me. I am not getting selected. This is my last chance. And he was a lawyer. It was my last chance. And he said, I have to come get through SSB. Sir, please help me. I have gone to every academy possible in India, but I didn't get my answer. So what is my problem? I really don't know. And let me tell you, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, I spoke to this guy for 2-3 minutes. I came to know immediately he is very good otherwise. He can speak well. His general knowledge, awareness is very good. He knew everything about what is happening in India. His maturity level is also pretty okay. So in my first look of him, I found him a very fit candidate. So it was puzzling for me also why he is repeatedly getting rejected. So मेरे को ऐसे फील हो गया यार पूरा हाथ ही घुस गया उसकी पूंछ फंसे हुए. So suddenly it struck me why he has not been getting selected. So I told him this, I just met you 5 minutes only, but I already know why you are not getting selected. So he gave me a very puzzled look. He got amazed. Unbelievably, he was looking at me and he told me, "Sir, can you tell me that?" Whenever, okay, I'll tell you. This is going to be a free counseling to you. So I told him, you were standing behind the fencing. If you could have come and met me properly, you could have taken a roundabout on the main road and you could have come through the entrance gate, and by to reach me, you would have taken at least 7 to 8 minutes time. But you are just behind me within 2 minutes time. So I asked him, within 2 minutes, how do you reach here? So he told me, sir, I jumped the fence. मैंने तो दीवार के ऊपर से कूद लिया. So I told him, why did you jump the fence? You are a lawyer and a potential officer candidate. Why did you jump? So I said, sir, so what, sir? Nobody was looking at me. There was nobody on the road. I jumped. So I told him, this is the problem with you. You are a shortcut master and you cut corners if nobody is supervising you. You think you are a very smart alak. तुम अपने आप को बड़ा फनकान समझते हो. And you feel that you can shortcut methods, you can shortcut the rules and regulations, and you can overcome rules and regulations for getting a job done. And you are a shammer for that matter. And also, you don't mind, you got no respect for rules and regulations of life. So he kept looking at me. He didn't say anything. But I said, see, why you are not getting selected? These could be one of the major reasons, because whatever your behavior, it is reflected everywhere. Especially 5 days we keep you there. Definitely we could have noticed you. This is something which is glaringly coming in your personality. You are a shortcut master. And we call it lack of sense of responsibility, SOR problem. We call it SOR problem. And once we find these kind of issues in a personality, mostly we would like to reject you. So this is one issue. There may be more issues. When you start training only you will understand. And ladies and gentlemen, he is my first candidate who joined Olive Greens. And let me tell you, to cut a long story short, I found one more problem with this boy. He was a dominating character. Bully, we call it bully. He tried to dominate everybody. He doesn't allow anybody to speak. He's a poor listener. He is very good otherwise, but he is a guy who will try to push his point through the throat of somebody else. Dominating personality. So maybe in a civil life, such kind of leaders shine very well. But in armed forces, when we select, we don't like dictator kind of leaders. We don't want Hitlers here. We would rather select a democratic leader who will listen to others, who respect others' sentiments, who respect others' viewpoints, and finally weighing everything will take the right decision for any crisis or any situations. This is the kind of leader we are looking for. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a tailpiece to this story, once he went for the last SSB, he was third in the All India merit. This is the starting point of Olive Greens, and I should be very happy to say my first 4 students, all of them cleared SSB, 100% result. After that, we never looked back. So with this terminating story, which is this culmination story, I think I finished today's program. And thank you for the participation, ladies and gentlemen. And I expect all of you to come back again. With this last question, one more question, we are provided OIR material from the institute. So is it sufficient to, do we need more books, or can you suggest some help? So gentlemen, okay, Adhiraj, this question I missed out. See, you don't really have to keep on practicing, because OIR is not a test, it is a level which we want to see in you. So we are looking for 60% correct answers in a OIR test, Officers Intelligent Rating Test. Okay, we are only looking for 60% answers. More emphasis is on your PPDT. So kindly understand this. Don't put in too much of effort on OIR. Don't stress out मत हो जाओ उस चीज़ के लिए. You don't require it. And 60%, even if you have learned, understood the logic behind our OIR practice which is given to you, and we have given you some books also, उसमें भी काफ़ी OIR है. Similar ones you can do if you want from YouTube and all. There are so many tests which is given to you. Kindly you can do it also. But if you have understood, and generally if your OIR rating is more than 60%, we call it OIR 3, you are done your day. Don't worry about it, because the emphasize, the weightage for the SSB is going to be PPDT. Okay, PPDT mein, to put it in a percentage, 60% weightage is on PPDT. So your emphasize, your effort should be on more communication skill, more imagination for a good story, all these things. So don't get worried about it. Okay, all the best, all of you. Wishing you a great Deepavali holidays, having a great festival time, and enjoy yourself. Good day. Bye.